Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are diving deep into what might be the single most influential barrier to sustained success.
Yeah, that one problem that really holds you back from, ultimate happiness, abundance,
Hmm.
wealth, work, love.
Even if you're already doing pretty well, right? Even if
Yeah.
you're already successful.
Exactly. It's called the upper limit problem.
The ULP.
ULP, yeah. And our mission today is really to give you the blueprint for spotting it, for recognizing it in yourself,
And getting past
and
it.
permanently moving past it. We want to help you identify your personal self-sabotage triggers, expose those invisible barriers, and, crucially, introduce the practical tools you need to build a stable home in what the sources call your zone of genius.
Okay, let's unpack that core idea first. The ULP. What exactly is it?
Well, the material defines it as like an inner thermostat setting.
A thermostat.
Yeah, essentially it's a subconscious, deeply ingrained limit on how much success or love or creativity,
Yeah.
how many good stuff you feel safe allowing yourself to enjoy,
Right. So it's like a comfort zone for happiness.
kind of. And when you cross that limit, when you exceed that familiar temperature you grew up with or got used to, your unconscious mind kicks in.
It freaks out a bit.
It generates this, well, positive anxiety sounds weird, but it's an anxiety about the good stuff. And you feel this urge, this sudden need to do something, anything, to drop back down,
Back into the familiar zone.
back into that secure, known zone. That's the ULP in action.
And what's fascinating, kind of paradoxical, is that the more successful you become,
Yeah.
the more urgent it becomes to solve this. Because
Yeah.
if you don't adjust that thermostat upwards,
Then all that positive energy you're creating, it just guarantees a bigger crash.
right, a bigger, faster, louder sabotage switch gets flipped.
Yeah. And we see that this setting, this thermostat, it's completely disconnected from reality sometimes.
Yeah.
It doesn't care how much money you actually have, for instance.
Right. The sources give some incredible examples of this financial self-sabotage. There's the case of Dr. Richard Jordan.
Oh, yeah, that one's stark. He was about to sell his business. $3 million.
Wow.
Everything's lined up, deal's ready to go, and he blows the whole thing.
Not over the price, though.
No. That's the kicker. He blew it up over an argument with the buyer about getting 2 fewer weeks of vacation in his new employment contract.
2 weeks of vacation versus $3 million. That sounds...
It sounds absurd on the surface, doesn't it? But later, Dr. Jordan realized the underlying thought driving it all. Pure ULP.
What was it?
It was basically $3 million. Whoa, that's way more than I'm worth. I can't actually allow that level of expansion.
So his inner thermostat just slammed the brakes, rejected the abundance.
Exactly. The conscious mind finds a plausible but ultimately trivial reason to enact the unconscious sabotage.
And this isn't just isolated incidents. You look at lottery winners, the statistics are pretty sobering.
Oh, definitely. Studies show something like, over 60% blow all the money within just a couple of years?
Yeah, they just can't integrate that level of financial shift. It triggers the ULP massively.
In the case of Jack Whitaker, it's an extreme example, but it really illustrates the point.
He won the huge Powerball jackpot, right? Over $300 million.
Yeah, the largest single jackpot at the time. And what followed was just utter catastrophe.
Like what?
Divorce, serious theft. He got robbed of over $500,000 after passing out in a strip club.
Oh my gosh.
And then tragically, his granddaughter died of a drug overdose in his own home.
That's horrific. It's like the massive success triggered this equally massive, immediate ULP response to just obliterate it all.
Bring him back to baseline, or actually much worse.
Yeah.
It really shows how deep and punishing this self-sabotage can run. It's operating way below conscious control.
And it's not just money. We see this pattern everywhere, even with, famous, highly successful people.
Absolutely. The pattern is almost eerily consistent. Huge breakthrough, peak success,
Followed immediately by...
a self-inflicted plummet. Think Bill Clinton reaches the presidency, record high approval ratings, and boom, the sex scandal leading to impeachment.
Right. Or John Belushi.
Belushi, at his absolute peak, top movie, top album, top TV show all at once. And then just rapid self-destruction.
And Christian Bale, too. There was that incident.
Yeah, Christian Bale hits this huge high point starring in The Dark Knight. Massive success. And immediately after the London premiere,
What happened?
he's facing assault charges involving his own mother and sister in his hotel room.
Wow. It's that immediate reversal, like a subconscious need to punish the success, bring things back to struggle or conflict.
Exactly. It's the subconscious screaming, hold on, that level of success is too much. Danger zone. You need to get back to the comfort of things being, difficult.
Okay, so we've seen the kind of dramatic public results of the ULP, but now I need to dig into the why. What's the fundamental lie or lies that keep this system locked in place?
Right. What are those underlying false beliefs that stop us from just accepting sustained success and happiness? The material outlines 4 key ones, calls them the hidden barriers.
Hidden barriers. And the idea is they aren't real problems to solve, like fixing a car.
Exactly. They're false beliefs, lies we tell ourselves. And the way to deal with them isn't to fight them, but to just dissolve them. Yeah. By shining awareness on them.
Okay, so barrier number 1.
This one's maybe the heaviest. It's the feeling of being fundamentally flawed.
Oof.
Yeah. That deep, nagging, often unconscious thought that says, I can't really expand to my full success because deep down, something is just wrong with me.
That sounds like it would create a lot of internal conflict when things do go well.
Huge cognitive dissonance. Because you can't simultaneously hold the belief, I am successful and happy and I am fundamentally broken. It doesn't compute.
So the ULP steps in to fix the dissonance.
Right. It forces you to sabotage this success, which then tragically confirms the old belief. See? I told you I was flawed. Things can't go that well for me.
How does that actually show up day to day for someone listening? What would that look like? Perfectionism, maybe.
Oh, perfectionism is a classic manifestation. Absolutely.
Also.
Well, if you believe you're fundamentally flawed, perfectionism becomes this sort of desperate attempt to present a flawless exterior to hide the truth.
Ah, okay.
You can never release your best work or fully commit because it might expose that deep fear of being flawed. It keeps you stuck. Procrastination, too, often stems from this.
Okay, that makes sense. Barrier 2. Disloyalty and abandonment. This sounds like fear of leaving people behind.
Exactly. It's the fear that if you succeed too much, if you expand beyond your family's level of success or your friends or your roots, you'll end up alone.
Or that you're betraying them somehow.
Or that you're being disloyal to your past, to the people who raised you, by being happier or more abundant than they were.
There was that anecdote about Robert and Dia, wasn't there, that illustrated this perfectly.
Yes, they spontaneously run off to get married, pure joy, breaking free from family expectations, total success in that moment. They're soaring.
And then what happened?
And then they immediately punish themselves for it. They celebrate by pulling off the road into the woods, have this blissful moment, roll off their blanket,
Oh, no.
and get a horrifically painful case of poison oak.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was like their subconscious needed to punish them for daring to leave the expected path, for being too happy. They effectively aborted the expansion of their joy. The ULP strikes again.
Wow. Okay, barrier 3. Believing that more success brings a bigger burden.
Yeah, the inner mantra here is basically, I can't expand to my highest potential because if I did, I'd just be an even bigger burden than I already feel I am.
Where does that come from?
Often roots back to childhood. Maybe your family struggled financially, or maybe you were just perceived or felt you were perceived as being difficult, or your needs were a strain.
So you learn that your existence is kind of an obligation for others.
Right. And if you internalize that, then the idea of becoming more successful, more prominent, feels like you'd just be inflicting more hardship on the world or the people around you. So you self-limit to avoid being a bigger problem.
That's quite subtle. And the final one, barrier 4, the crime of outshining.
This one's about protecting others, but in a self-sacrificial way. The belief is, I must not expand to my full success, because if I did, I would outshine someone important from my past.
Like who?
Could be a parent, a favorite sibling, maybe even a relative who passed away. You feel, unconsciously, that your success would somehow diminish them, make them look bad, or feel bad in comparison.
Especially common in gifted kids, maybe, who felt their brightness took attention away from others.
Incredibly common there, yes. You learn to dim your light so others don't feel overshadowed.
Okay, that's a powerful set of, well, internal lies holding people back. Now let's bring it down to the everyday, because most of us aren't crashing million-dollar deals.
Right, but we are upper limiting ourselves constantly in small ways.
So let's talk about the symptoms. How does this actually show up day to day?
Okay, first up, worry.
Just garden variety worry.
Well, specifically, worrying unnecessarily, especially about things you have absolutely no control over. That kind of worry is often pure ULP noise.
Noise designed to do what?
Designed to keep your energy and attention safely focused on imaginary problems. Instead of on actual growth or enjoying the good stuff that's happening, it distracts you from expanding.
But hang on, isn't some worry useful? Doesn't it lead to planning or being prepared?
Sometimes, sure.
Mm.
But ULP worry is rarely productive in that way. It's
Yeah.
more like emotional static, resistance.
Okay.
Think about that example of the billionaire executive. Remember him?
The one who constantly criticized his
For
wife.
buying expensive toilet paper. Yeah.
Right. Which, for a billionaire, is negligible.
Completely negligible cost. But the criticism wasn't really about the cost or the tissue. It was ULP noise.
So what was it about?
It was likely about his underlying fear, his ULP belief that he didn't deserve to be both wealthy and happily loved simultaneously. That was too much good stuff.
So creating conflict over something tiny.
Introduced resistance into the relationship, sabotaged the flow of positive energy, and kind of proved to his subconscious that he couldn't have both wealth and easy love. It lowered the temperature back to his comfort zone.
Wow. Okay, that leads into the next symptoms. Criticism and blame.
Yeah, the research frames these as really destructive habits. They kill intimacy, they stop positive energy cold, and chronic criticism. It's almost never genuinely about producing a useful result. It's about discharging that ULP anxiety.
And that ties into squabbling, right? Petty arguments.
Definitely. Arguments often just become this race, two people sprinting to occupy the victim position first. It's your fault. No, it's your fault.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Is there a way out of that loop?
The material offers a simple but pretty radical solution. The 100%, 100% rule.
Okay, explain that. 100%.
100%. It means each person involved in the conflict agrees to take 100% responsibility for resolving it.
Wait, 100%. Even if I think the other person clearly started it or is mostly wrong, how can I take 100% responsibility then? Isn't that just letting them off the hook or being a doormat?
It sounds like that, but it's actually the opposite. It's
Yeah.
about reclaiming your power. The moment you decide to take 100% ownership for finding a resolution, you instantly step out of the victim role.
Okay. It's not about taking 100% of the blame.
No, it's about taking 100% responsibility for the resolution. And if both people do that,
Then the conflict just dissolves.
it disappears instantly. Because there's no space left for blame or victimhood. It's a tool for empowerment and ownership, not martyrdom.
Okay, I see. And the final, maybe most physical way we sabotage ourselves, getting sick or getting hurt.
Yeah, this is often the body literally enacting the ULP. It's an unconscious means of achieving one of the 3 Ps.
The 3 Ps, which are...
Punishment, prevention, or protection.
Okay, let's use that Dr. Smith example to break that down. He was the professor.
Right. Dr. Smith developed mysterious laryngitis, lost his voice the morning he was supposed to give this big presentation.
And he didn't want to give it.
He absolutely did not want to deliver it. He was secretly planning to leave that job soon anyway.
So his laryngitis was.
His unconscious mind likely initiated prevention. It prevented him from having to give the presentation he dreaded. And also it protected him from the awkwardness or embarrassment of having to pretend enthusiasm for a job he was ditching.
So if you suddenly get sick or have a clumsy accident right before something big,
Ask yourself, is my body trying to punish me for something, prevent me from doing something, or protect me from something I fear? It can be really revealing.
okay, so we've spotted the barriers, we know the daily symptoms. How do we actually make the leap? How do we get out of this cycle and into the zone of genius, the ZG?
Well, first, it helps to understand the 4 zones of activity the source talks about. Most people operate in the zone of incompetence or competence.
Things we're bad at or just okay at.
Right. But many successful people get stuck in the zone of excellence.
Excellent sounds pretty good, though.
It is good. You're highly skilled. You get rewarded. It's comfortable. But the warning is that staying only in your zone of excellence leads to rusting from the inside out. It's comfortable, but it's not where your true gifts lie. It's not your ultimate destiny.
Whereas the zone of genius...
That's different. That's the set of activities you're uniquely suited for, things that draw on your special innate gifts, things you do where you feel energized. Time disappears. It's effortless flow.
Finding that zone sounds amazing, but making the leap from comfortable excellence, that sounds scary.
It absolutely is. That leap requires commitment before you know the outcome will work. It's like that Indiana Jones scene, right?
Stepping out onto the invisible bridge.
Exactly. Stepping onto thin air, trusting the bridge will appear. You have to commit first.
So for you listening, the first step is actually making that commitment, maybe even saying it out loud.
Yes. The source suggests literally saying, I commit to living in my zone of genius now and forever. Make that vow.
Okay, vow made. Then what? How do you stick with it when the old ULP programming kicks back in?
That's where the conditioning tool comes in. The ultimate success mantra, or USM.
A mantra to counteract the old stuff.
Precisely. It's designed to rewire those years of ULP programming. The mantra is, I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same.
I expand in abundance, success, and love every day as I inspire those around me to do the same. Okay.
Now, when you repeat that, when you just float that idea in your mind, the sources say it's really important to listen for the back talk.
The back talk, you mean the negative voice?
Yeah, that little voice of the old programming arguing back, oh yeah, you don't deserve that much love. Or abundance for you. Don't be ridiculous.
Shouldn't we just ignore that negative self-talk? Why listen to it?
Because that back talk is actually incredibly valuable diagnostic information.
How so?
It shows you exactly where your specific limitations and hidden barriers are still hiding. If you say the mantra and the immediate back talk is, but I'll be a burden if I get too successful, boom. You've just identified barrier 3 as active for you today.
So the back talk pinpoints the specific ULP belief you need to work on dissolving right now. It shows you the target.
Precisely. You don't argue with it, you just notice it with awareness.
Right.
There's that old burden belief again, and you reaffirm the mantra.
Okay, that makes sense. Using the resistance as information. Now, this ability to expand and sustain success leads to maybe the most mind-bending concept here, living in Einstein time.
Yeah, this is radical. The core shift is realizing that you are where time comes from.
I am where time comes from. What does that even mean?
Well, think about how we usually relate to time. Most of us operate as either the time comp.
Rushing, stressed, always behind, oppressed by deadlines.
Exactly. Or we operate as the time slacker.
Bored, procrastinating, feeling like time is dragging, endless.
Right, and both of those personas, the sources say, are actually symptoms of the ULP. They're ways we resist being fully present and engaged in our zone of genius.
So the stress we feel about time, it's not inherent in time itself.
No. We feel stressed when we resist what is actually happening in the present moment, or when we resist taking full ownership of our situation, our tasks, our feelings. That resistance is what creates the sensation of pressure and lack of time.
So stress and conflict around time are basically caused by resisting acceptance and ownership.
Fundamentally, yes. The moment you take full 100% ownership of a task or a feeling or a situation, even if it's difficult, that ULP-induced time pressure just evaporates.
And suddenly you have enough time.
You find you have plenty of time to do what truly needs doing, especially the things in your zone of genius. You stop fighting the clock because you realize, on some level, you are the clock. You generate your experience of time.
That's a huge shift in perspective. So let's bring this all together. What's the key takeaway for you listening right now moving forward?
Well, we've really unpacked this upper limit problem, the idea that there's really only one fundamental internal barrier standing between you and your highest potential.
Yeah.
Your challenge now is to start applying these tools.
Like using the USM daily.
Use the USM daily. Listen for the back talk, identify your barriers, and crucially, start actively noticing and eliminating your complaints about time.
So instead of saying, I don't have time for this, which is a ULP symptom.
Right, instead of that victim stance, ask yourself, okay, what aspect of this moment, this task, am I not taking full ownership of right now? Make time your ally, not your enemy.
Okay. Powerful stuff.
And as we wrap up this deep dive, which draws heavily from the material explored in The Big Leap, there's maybe one final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
It's this idea that while knowledge, like we've shared today, can be gained relatively quickly,
Yeah.
love, relationship, that's the final amateur endeavor.
What do you mean by amateur endeavor?
Meaning it's something we never truly master, where we're always learning, always beginners in a sense. Relationship is presented as maybe the ultimate spiritual path.
Because it constantly challenges us.
Constantly. It presents us again and again with a challenge to love and embrace. Often in the very situations, those ULP trigger moments, where our instinct is to shun, reject, criticize, or withdraw.
So building healthy, vital relationships, navigating those ULP triggers together, that's like a cutting-edge evolutionary task.
That's how it's framed, yeah. A new task in evolution.
Yeah.
And maybe that ongoing heroic endeavor is truly worthy of the full commitment of your zone of genius.